get the light to work on this. It says it can't be used because it's being used by another app. Well, I don't know why that other app doesn't have it on. Alright, so this right here is a goopy substance I made out of tree sap. This thing is about, I don't know, half full, depending on which part of it you look at. Sorry for the coughing. Alright, so it's still warm. It's still got blackness on the outside of the can from where I was hitting it with a lighter. But the stuff that's inside of this, once it's cooled down, it'll re-solidify. And there's different methods cleaning it and different methods for, well, doing all sorts of really cool stuff with it, actually. I do have some tea candles. So what I'm going to be trying to do at some point in the next couple of days, just as a science project, I'm going to show how I made this stuff and some of the different stuff that it can be used for. And literally all it is some tree sap that's melted down. Last night was a long night. I had somebody who was parked out here for about an hour and a half with their vehicle just headlights on, pointed right at my vehicle. And that's not saying they're stalking me or something creepy like that, just ain't no reason for them to be parked with their vehicle lights on for hours on end. There's often RVs and stuff, you know, families that are going camping and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's an area where people are known for that. And the park and ride is a lot of people who do that, and a lot of bikers and stuff too. You know, not motorbikes, but pedal bikes. Anyway, we can't really see that all that well. You can see it's migrating. If I turn it sideways, you can see how it flows. That actually, as is, when it's dry, could still be used for rosining a bow. But part of what you got to do is boil out the moisture. And you don't want to do that too much at a time, because if you boil it out too much at a time, you end up burning it, or you end up lighting it on fire. And once you start getting bubbles in it, it turns into a funky white color. And that gets real difficult to get all of the bubbles out of, because then what you have to do is you have to put it in a container like this. And then once you've got it in a container like this, you have to set it inside of a boiling pot. And the boiling pot will break it down into an even temperature without burning what's inside. But that also comes down to what we're going to be breaking it down into. I guess since I won't be able to function well today, I'm going to try to get my talking out right now. I save all of my popsicle sticks. You know, the popsicle sticks that you stir stuff at Starbucks with, stir your coffee with it and all that. Let me see if I can find one. I know I have some in my bag at least. Alright, here's a decent small stack of them. I'll explain to you how cool they are, and why they're so cool, and why they're so important. They're really not, but it's free building materials. It's basically the boards are already planed out, they're already flat, they're easy to work with. Um, but we'll be making just a little container out of these popsicle sticks here. And basically we'll be gluing them all together with this tree resin right here. And we'll also be making a varnish, and we'll be making a pre-soak as well. You basically make, when you boil this down properly, you make turpentine out of it. And you can put turpentine onto a surface that you're prepping that you want it to actually soak in the rest of the rosin. So you put on the pre-soak, and then once the pre-soak is on, that's when you heat this up. And then when this is heated up and you put it on the pre-soak, it's going to heat up the pre-soak, and the pre-soak is going to cool it down, and they actually bond inside of the wood together, which gives it an increased hardened shell. It's really cool stuff to learn. There's different methods of getting this. Like I said, this came directly off of a really sickly tree. And maybe I'll show that on my walk up there. But you can also use tree taps. You can also cut some V's into like pine trees or fir trees. You can also use the method of extracting it from charcoal, which is really cool. That's all stuff that I've covered previously on some of my other stuff, but I haven't covered here, so maybe we'll get into that in a bit. We'll see. Hopefully by the end of this, you guys know how to make your own alcohol. For medical purposes, of course. You'll know how to make your own boat. You'll know how to plane your own logs. There's a lot of stuff you guys depend on the lumberyard for, and you're getting fleeced. So, I don't know, you guys seem to think it's too much work to invest into some manual labor. So, you go work for somebody else doing manual labor, and then you're always working for somebody else. Well, we all need a little piece of land. That's what we all need, every one of us, our own place. Then you can do what you want, you can do it for you. I had hoped to be able to get some sleep last night, but life is what happens while you're busy making plans. So, I'm dealing with the cards I got. I'm trying to work with my brain as best as I can, given my current sleeping situation. It's not easy, but we're trying. All right, y'all be safe.